For those who haven't seen Beijing of China in years, or who still carry an old picture in their minds of thick smog hanging in the air, of streets lined only with bicycles and temples, of people living in traditional homes, Beijing may seem frozen in time, but that image no longer holds. Beijing has changed a lot. It is not the city that you used to know. The best times to visit Beijing are April to May and September to October. During these months, Beijing feels almost like a dream, peaceful, alive, and full of soul. Try to avoid June to August, too hot and humid, and December to February, cold and harsh, unless you're drawn to their intensity. But in spring and fall, Beijing is close to paradise. In Beijing, most apartments are found within gated communities. After doing some research, I picked a small suite in a newer apartment complex, a little farther out from the city center, for my short stay in Beijing. Inside the complex, there are plenty of trees, well-maintained landscaping, and free outdoor exercise equipment. Local residents, especially seniors, are often out staying active, using the facilities to maintain their health. It's only about 500 square feet, but it includes free Wi-Fi, cable TV, air conditioning. There is a small kitchen, a private bathroom, and access to an elevator. The space is clean and quiet, just right for a single traveler. Rent for a place like this runs around $800 per month. The vanishing charm of old hutongs. Beijing moves fast, rushing toward a high-tech future with shining towers and silent machines. It's impressive, but sometimes I miss the old rhythms. This is a traditional style of housing in Beijing, known as a Siheyuan, which means four-sided courtyard, located in narrow alleys, or hutong in Beijing. Before the 1980s, most local Beijingers lived in homes like these. I miss the warmth of courtyard homes. They are called hutong, the slow, familiar pace of life where my grandparents once lived. Hutong life was more than just a type of housing. It was a world built on human connection. Many of these hutongs have disappeared, but some still remain, hidden in the city's older neighborhoods. Walking through them, I feel the past lingering, gently echoes of voices, the scent of home, a sense of belonging. In these quiet corners, tradition still lives. A city powered by speed and scooters. If you visit Beijing in 2025, you would be stunned by hundreds and thousands of delivery riders weaving through traffic day and night. In Beijing, convenience has been elevated to an art form. Within minutes of placing an order on your phone, meals, fruit, fresh flowers, hot coffee, or even a phone charger would arrive, hand-delivered to your door by a rider who had just zipped across the city like a whisper on wheels. Everywhere you turn, the streets buzz with movement. With the help of massive e-commerce ecosystem, high urban density, and low-cost labor force, China's express delivery boom happened. In a city where tradition still lingers in stone walls and narrow lanes, this rapid, on-demand lifestyle is a striking example of how modern Beijing moves fast, smart, and always forward. Tech shock. When I visited Beijing in May 2025, I was thrilled to try self-driving taxis in Yizhuang district in Beijing. No need to book in advance. Just download the app, register, set your pickup and drop-off points, and wait for the car. Once it arrives, unlock it via the app. Hop in, buckle up, and tap the screen or your phone to begin. The ride was amazingly smooth and safe. The car has automatic temperature control, free entertainment, GPS map, and SOS, emergency assistance. At the destination, the car parks itself. And the doors unlock automatically. And then it drives off on itself. Thanks to a promo, only 30 cents per kilometer, Beijing's ahead in self-driving tech. How long till the rest of us are riding with robot drivers too? The moment you land in Beijing, you'll notice electric bikes and scooters everywhere. They're cheap. You can get a decent one for under $500. Quick and perfect for beating traffic. Millions of delivery riders use them every day. As shown earlier in this video, millions of delivery riders rely on them daily. I was curious and decided to give one a try. Wow, what an experience! These shared bikes are found at every subway entrance, with reasonable fees for commuters. Waiter robot in restaurants. When I visited Beijing in May 2025, I got served by a self-driving robot waiter in a restaurant, rolling over with my dinner like it meant business. It's becoming more and more common in restaurants across China. It made perfect sense. Robots are clean, fast, can carry a ton of dishes, and save on labor. Sure, humans still help a bit, but at this pace, full robot service is just around the corner. Cashless life and digital pay. When I visited Beijing, one thing that really stood out was how cashless the city has become. Almost everyone uses digital payment apps like WeChat Pay or Alipay for everything from buying a cup of tea to paying for meals, groceries, subway rides, taxi fare, or even street food. You simply scan a QR code and the transaction is done in seconds. There's a bit of a learning curve for newcomers, but it becomes fun once you get the hang of it. Power bank rental kiosks. On my 2025 trip to Beijing, I spotted these handy power bank rental kiosks everywhere. Malls, subways, restaurants, even tourist spots. Just scan a QR code, grab a charger, and pay around 50 cents to $1 per hour. Return it to any kiosk. Battery dead in Beijing? Not anymore. I was also surprised to see smart benches in Beijing, solar-powered with charging outlets. Sit, relax, and juice up your phone. So clever. Always watched, always safe. In New Beijing, security cameras are everywhere. Streets, shops, parks, subways, even neighborhoods. I've never felt safer. With millions of cameras and e-police cars cruising around, the city keeps a close eye on things. Bag and body scans are required at subway stations. You're definitely being watched, but also well protected. Eat like a king. The food in Beijing is seriously unforgettable. There's an old Chinese saying, "Bread is the staff of life, 民以食为天." You'll find every kind of Chinese cuisine you can imagine, so there's always something to satisfy your cravings. Ask anyone who's spent time in Beijing or anywhere in China, and chances are they'll say the same, myself included. It's the food they miss the most. You don't have to go far for good food. Every neighborhood is packed with restaurants and coffee shops. Food is a big deal. Eating out is super affordable compared to North America. A nice meal for three at a decent restaurant might cost around $30 to $40 total. Oh, and no tipping needed. That's a bonus. Street food vendors aren't as common in Beijing anymore, though you'll still find some near subway station entrances or in designated food streets. If you're hungry and curious, Hugo or Hugo Temple Snack Street is the place to be. It's like taking a delicious bite out of old Beijing. Come with an empty stomach. Don't worry, most snacks are under $5, so your wallet's safe. This lively alley has been feeding folks for centuries, literally. It all started around the historic Hugo Temple about 700 years ago. The temple's long gone, but the snack scene alive and thriving. By the Qing dynasty, it had already built its rep as a humble foodie hangout. Today, the modern version of this snack street, revamped in the 2000s, has over 60 vendors dishing out everything from crispy pastries to savory skewers. And as expected, no cash, no credit card, only digital phone payments. For those craving something familiar, you'll find McDonald's, KFC, Starbucks, 7-Eleven, and even Tim Hortons right here in Beijing. Must visit markets. One of my favorite things to do when I travel is hit up the local markets. They're the best way to get a real feel for everyday life. In Beijing, you absolutely have to check out Panjiayuan Antique Market. Locals used to call it the Panjiayuan Flea Market. This place is massive. We're talking the size of 7 football fields, packed with around 3,000 to 4,000 stalls. It's one of China's top 4 antique markets and was once the spot for rare finds and quirky collectibles. You'll see everything from vintage furniture and porcelain to beaded jewelry, old propaganda posters, and enough curious trinkets to make your suitcase nervous. Wandering through Panjiayuan feels like being in a giant treasure hunt. Half the fun is not knowing what you'll find, and the other half is watching the bargaining in action. The price negotiations are almost like street theater. It's not just shopping, it's a game. You're buying the story as much as the stuff. If you're hunting for a cool souvenir that's anything but basic, this is the place. Whether it's a Ming-era pendant or a hand-painted teacup with questionable origins, you're sure to leave with something unforgettable. If Panjiayuan is where vintage lovers and old souls feel at home, then Beijing's handmade craft markets are where the cool, creative crowd comes to play. Think trendy, artsy, and buzzing with fresh ideas. If there's a craft fair happening while you're in town, go! It's like stepping into a Pinterest board in real life. Work with your hands. Build your life. This motto is catching on in a big way among China's ambitious and creative young generation. I was inspired by these young makers. They design their own products, source materials from around the world, handcraft each piece, and market everything themselves. In Beijing alone, there are between 500 to 800 handmade and craft-themed events every year. These craftsmen are putting a fresh, creative twist on what modern China looks like. Subways that go everywhere. In Beijing, you can totally skip the car seriously. The subway takes you everywhere. It's the busiest metro system in the world, with over 3.8 billion rides a year. Yep, billion. With 27 lines, including light rail, airport express, and urban rail. It's like the veins of the city, always moving. Locals practically live on the subway. It's super affordable. We're talking around 50 cents to $130 per ride. Crazy frequent. Trains every 2 to 3 minutes during rush hour. And every car is clean, air-conditioned, and comfy. The stops are announced in Mandarin and English. And the overhead digital map keeps you on track. Most subways come with escalators, so getting around is super easy. When I visited Beijing, I rode the subway to go sightseeing, meet up with friends, shop, you name it. I was blown away by how fast and easy it was. Getting in is a breeze too. Just tap a transport card or scan a QR code on your phone, and you're on your way. Thanks for joining me on this journey through New Beijing. I hope you caught a glimpse of a city that's constantly reinventing itself. If you enjoyed this adventure, please like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time. See you in the next city.